This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Welcome to the weekend news on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. Panicers grip thousands of Nigerians working in the United Kingdom on certificate of sponsorship or skilled workers visas over the new regulations announced by the British government. The UK, in its efforts to control immigration, has removed over 100 jobs, including skilled worker roles, from COS eligibility. Some of the delisted jobs include managers and proprietors in agriculture, forestry, hospitality and logistics, health, community and welfare roles, as well as creative and performing arts professionals. The regulations, which took effect on July 22, 2025, affects various visa routes including skilled worker and health care visas. Residents across Benin Metropolis on Saturday observed the monthly environmental sanitation exercise as stipulated by the Edo State government. In various areas visited by Providence Television International news crew during the exercise, residents were seen cleaning their surroundings in compliance with the state government's directive. Major streets were empty during the exercise as vehicles were off the roads. Waste disposal vans were also seen clearing up the streets during the environmental sanitation exercise. Some residents who defied the no movement directive and were apprehended by security operatives who monitored compliance with the environmental sanitation exercise stated that they were not aware that the exercise will take place. It will be recalled that the exercise had been cancelled twice, the first time being on the 26th of April 2025 due to consideration for students writing the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and the second time on June 28, 2025 due to the nationwide immunization campaign exercise which coincided with the environmental exercise. The Anambra state government has dismantled and shut a baby factory syndicate masquerading as a hospital in Umunya, Oyi local government area of the state, in a sting operation against human trafficking. The illegal facility, operating under the name Mother and Child Hospital and Maternity, located at number 1 School Road, Umunya, was sealed on Saturday in an exercise that began on Friday after months of surveillance and intelligence gathering. During the raid carried out by the state government officials from the Ministry of Health in collaboration with security agencies, key staff and operatives of the facility, including 5 pregnant women and 10 other persons, were arrested after it was certain that the hospital was being used for medical malpractices. Addressing journalists after storming the premises, the State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, disclosed that the so-called hospital was found to be operating with a falsified license and was owned by a self-proclaimed medical doctor, a native of Delta State. Obidike confirmed that the syndicate was involved in trafficking and exploitation of young girls aged between 15, 19 and 21, adding that many of the victims were being held against their will and forced into pregnancies with newborns sold into illegal adoption rings. Dr. Obidike reiterated Anambra state government's commitment to shut down all illegal medical establishments and safeguard public health. Tuesday, 22nd July 2025 was a day of mourning for adherents of hard rock across the world as one of the founding fathers of heavy metal music, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away. The CEO of Providence Television International, Dr. Emmanuel Egariva, a devoted fan and ardent follower of Ozzy's exploits, pays tribute to the late rock icon.
At long last, the greatest frontman in rock, the Iron Man, has joined the crazy train to eternity. Tony Iommi, Bill Ward, and Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath have lost a major strand in the cornucopia. But it all looked like tomorrow's dream. Gradually, His steps became measured, frail, and feeble, a frightening replica of someone learning to practice St. Vitus's dance. Ozzy's life was a hard road to travel, a life embedded in a wheel of confusion, but perhaps he was snowblind, jolted in the mix by the bitter effects of age-long addictions. However, we are happy that God gave us Ozzy, a special gift to the genre of heavy metal and the world of rock music. And now that his Laguna Sunrise has finally set and his heroism has fallen behind the wall of sleep, there will be no more tears, because the king himself said it, "Mama, I'm coming home." So, good night, Ozzy. Good night. This is Emmanuel Legarewa in Benin.
May his soul rest in peace. A woman identified as Mrs. Kehinde Raji has been arrested by operatives of the Lagos State Task Force for allegedly using dangerous coloring agents to process spoiled yam flour into contaminated elubo, a staple food consumed by many households across the state. The arrest was carried out on Friday, July 25th, and announced by the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab. Mr. Wahab disclosed that the arrest was made following credible intelligence from the chairman of Elubo Sellers Association, who alerted authorities to suspicious food processing activities in the market. Nigerian Afrobeat star Tems has won her second Grammy with her hit Love Me Jeje, seeing off a lineup heavily dominated by Nigerian artists vying for Best African Musical Performance. The song, which beat 4 others by star Afrobeat performers, has not topped 200 million views on YouTube. In her acceptance speech at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards in Los Angeles, Tems, whose real name is Temilade Okeniyi, paid tribute to her mother. Her song Beat Higher by Burna Boy, MMS by Asake and Wizkid, and Tomorrow by Yemi Alade. And now to the exchange rates. One United States dollar is equivalent in naira is 1,539, 1 euro 1,807. 1 British pound presently stands at 2,069 naira, 1 Canadian dollar 1,123 naira, and the Australian dollar 1,011 naira. And that's the weekend news on Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.